Hey, Lancers!
Yeah! I am Nacho.
I'm Cruz, and this is Lancer Nation News Special Edition.
Nacho! Hey, Dr. Cruz, I'm really excited about this Friday.
I'm excited myself, man. This is great. You know what? I hear we have 11 kids who the Lord has moved on to get baptized. Are you kidding me? The Lord is good, man. I'll tell you, and we're so excited. You know what's going on Friday, right?
Oh, I do. I don't know much, but I do know that Friday, Jeff Taylor's going to come.
Right.
He's going to lead us in worship, and then we're going to see testimonies from these 11 young people. And then I believe you, Dr. Cruz, are going to share with us a little bit about baptism.
We'll be preaching.
Oh, brother. And then I think we're going to actually baptize those 11 young ones.
Dip them in the water.
Yes, sir.
Take me to the water. Take me to the water. Take me to the water. Be baptized. You know what? It's interesting because I heard some of the Bible teachers were also talking about their baptisms and the things that went on and how they went. And I even hear they snuck some cameras into the classroom or into their meeting when they were talking. That should be interesting.
I want to see that. Check it out. You know, I mean, thinking about all these young people getting baptized, it kind of brings back little memories of our own. How about you guys, Mac? When were you baptized?
Well, I was baptized twice, but the second time as a believer. But that first time, man, all I can say, that was one traumatic experience.
What?
That was traumatic.
What happened? Are you kidding me?
I'm telling you.
That's pretty
You must be afraid of water now.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, that pretty much explains it all. Oh my goodness.
Well, I remember mine wasn't that long ago, actually. I just got a little more hair, a little younger, and the only thing I remember is I got body slammed. And my body is still hurting to this day.
Let the bodies hit the...
Oh man.
You're alive!
I'm here.
I wish I was an accident attorney.
Yeah.
I could make some money off of that. Oh my goodness. Gee.
Got Dane Bramage. Crazy, man.
Hey, well, listen, mine was not as traumatic as yours, and definitely didn't get body slammed. But you know, I was about 8, and I was so excited. I mean, I just could hardly wait to get baptized, and the pastor was taking too long.
Baptize you in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
That figures.
You're a beaver, baby. Go.
Yeah, baby.
Dive in.
Water babies.
Give me the Lord. You were so cute, Cruz.
Oh yeah, still am.
No.
I remember my baptism. I was about 13. And, you know, I'm up front and getting ready to be baptized, and the pastor walks up to the bowl, and he sprinkled the water upon my head. You know what I'm saying?
What?
What?
What the H double hockey sticks?
Yeah, you know, Presbyterians. You know, it's like a little sprinkle of
Did you
water.
say sprinkle?
What?
Sprinkle. I'm
Was
concerned
it
about...
raining?
Man, I'm concerned about your salvation.
Oh.
Sprinkle. Sprinkle.
Matt, you do realize that the Greek term baptizo means immersion, like dunked under the water.
Underneath?
Underneath.
To be submerged,
Yeah. Under?
completely wet.
Fully wet.
Wet?
Oh.
Matt, you might know that's
You know,
about you, Matt.
I knew I should have taken that Greek class.
Yeah.
So, hey Matt, we were thinking about the conversation that we had the other day, and
What? Baptism conversation?
yeah, the baptism conversation. I've just been thinking about it. I'm a little concerned about you being sprinkled. I mean, I'm a little concerned about your salvation and stuff.
Really? It's an outward expression of my inward faith. It's still not the same thing.
I don't know, bro. I'm just loving you, right? Blessed are the wounds of a friend here. Just
Yeah.
trying to tell you, right? We're concerned about your salvation, man.
Sprinkled?
I don't know, Mac. I mean, I think we should baptize him. Full immersion. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea.
All right. Oh, glory.
Oh, felicidades. Dios le bendiga.
Okay, guys, so I want this to be very clear. No one is questioning Matt Sparaz's baptism. We were joking. It was for fun. But we do want you to know a couple of things that are important about baptism and why it is an incredibly profound and significant event that we're celebrating for these 11 students. Baptism, essentially, if you can think of 3 P's, it's public. If you look in the New Testament, it's always done in public. There's other people around. This is a celebration. It's a proclamation. They are proclaiming their allegiance and their love for Jesus Christ. They're proclaiming that they're identified with Christ. And then the third thing they're doing is they're giving and demonstrating a portrait, a picture of what salvation is. Somebody else is baptizing them. This is a symbol of the fact that salvation is not a work of ours. We don't do it. It's something that God does by His grace, and so somebody else baptizes them. The water itself is a symbol. Often throughout the scriptures, you see water being used for cleansing. And so this is a picture of the reality that their sins have been forgiven. And that their sins have been washed clean. Now, it's not the water that saves. The water is simply a picture of their cleansing, of their being clean before the Lord. And another thing it does is in the book of Romans, it actually speaks about us being united to Christ, that we actually are united in His death. And so as that student goes down into the water, that is a picture of their death. It is a picture of their old self being buried. And so they are, in a sense, dead with Christ. And as they come up out of the water, there is reason for celebration and for clapping and applauding, because that is a picture. It is a outward sign of an inward work that they now have a new life in Christ. So just as Christ died and was buried, He also was raised to newness of life. And this is a portrait, this is a picture of their salvation as well, that they have new life in Christ. So this is a time to celebrate. I hope that helps.
Greg Letherinsky here with the baptismal weather report. It's going to be hot, really hot. I feel the fire of the Spirit coming down. Woo! Woo! It's hot. The wind is blowing in. Santa Ana's coming in again with the Spirit. Blow it and take it over. It'll be a little wet as well. Amidst our heat, it's going to get wet on Friday. Back to you in the studio.